Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, get this video to at least 200 likes. Also, comment, let me know your thoughts on the case. If you think back to last April, the Sheffield and Manchester community was left in deep shock when 31-year-old Richard Dentith was fatally by a teenager. 31-year-old Richard Dentith was known as Rocky to his friends and family, and he was described by his family as a man who lived a chaotic and anxiety-filled life, which was developed from mental health issues. However, he had 3 loves. That was his son, Manchester United, and making delicious food. Now, the teenager responsible for taking Richard's life has been unveiled. 17-year-old Yaqeen Arshad, with an older friend, had convened in a bus shelter, as they wanted to smoke. Rocky had been out at the same time. Now, these two groups were not known to each other, so the suggestion during the court case was that Rocky may have been recruited to start dealing. Now, when Rocky walked past Yaqeen Arshad and his older mate, for an unknown reason, Yaqeen began to follow Rocky. The 17-year-old teenager, who was only 16 at the time, was caught on CCTV running down on Richard Dentith, whom had run towards a mosque for cover. Unfortunately, Yaqeen Arshad caught up to Rocky as Rocky hid behind a pillar, and then he pulled out a blade and landed a fatal strike on Rocky through the arm that may have penetrated the chest also. And because Rocky was so determined to get free and actually survive, he managed to get past Yaqeen despite being severely injured. Ultimately, he then fell. Now, after Rocky lay on the ground, unmoving, Yaqeen had then made a run for it himself. Police and emergency services scrambled to the scene as soon as the alarm was raised, but sadly, Rocky was pronounced dead at the scene on Grimsethorpe Road in Sheffield. Now, of course, Yaqeen Arshad was arrested, and he had his day in court. Now, the motivation for why he committed this crime has not been unveiled, but he was sentenced to 14 years for the crime. Condolences to Rocky's friends and family. Stay safe.